We are experiencing another nice sunny day here in Winnipeg. And I almost had to think of where I lived for a minute. Anyway, yeah. Earlier this morning, I got a message on YouTube. So there's another guy who's building the hood. And he was mentioning how he was finding that the photo etch was getting to him. I can really feel his pain, because I'm sort of kind of feeling that way too. It's I think I commented back to him that originally I had thought it would be kind of fun. And, back before I started the Bismarck over 2 years ago, I was watching what other people were doing, and it looked like it'd be a lot of fun. So I thought, I'd like to try this. But it's not that I'm not going to be able to get through it. It's just that I am not enjoying it anywhere near as much as I thought I would. I just thought I'd sort of throw that in. I know it's sort of a negative thing, and I don't really mean to be negative here. Anyway, I don't know, how do the rest of you feel about the photo etch? Do you find that it's sort of difficult, or are you enjoying it? Is this something that maybe the kit manufacturers should avoid, and maybe start making their stuff out of plastic instead of out of brass? I've seen some really highly detailed plastic parts. Now I know they're not on the scale of the photo etch or now the 3D printing that they're doing, like in Steve in the model shed has used some pretty nice 3D printing stuff. But I'm just wondering, how do the rest of you feel about the photo etch? Are you enjoying it, or would you just assume that the manufacturers did the same thing in plastic and we just have to sort of glue it together? Just a sort of a thought, And I'm doing a lot of thinking lately and not a whole lot of building, so let's get on to something here after I have another sip of coffee. Having the monitor nice and close like this, it's a lot better. I don't know why it took me over 2 years to think of moving it up here. Actually, I did think about it, I just never did it. As I mentioned yesterday, though, it is going to be in the way when we actually get the model on the table, like the hull. And we will. I know it seems like we never will, but we are eventually going to get it on the table, and all these different little modules that we put together are going to have to be placed on top of it. That's going to be kind of fun, because it'll go fast. Okay, now we got some more little ladders that have to go on. Okay, for instance, this short one here goes right there. Remind me not to use black brass anymore to blacken the photo etch. It does a nice job, except that it also is so powdery it comes off. Probably a lot of you noticed that when we were working with that other ladder, this one here, and it was falling down and bumping against the bulkhead and onto the deck and so on. You can't see it right now, and I can't actually see it right now, but when you're looking close up, you can see that the powder came off onto whatever it rubbed against. So it wasn't a good idea. At the time, it seemed like a good idea. You know what? I'll stick the macro lens on here, and we'll move right in. Okay, let's see if I can get in here without blocking everything. Actually, maybe as long as I'm going to use this anyway, I can use this to raise the ladder up. I just want to get it so that the stringers are on the top there. Like that. Now, should this ladder be flush with the edge here or in a little bit? Maybe let's try and put it halfway without knocking it off. Okay, now my plan is to use the holder downer to hold it in place so that when we put the glue on, whoops, get it back in place there. Well, maybe if I go like this, that's the way I want it to go anyway. Now just let the weight on there. Now it should, the whole thing maybe should go just slightly to the left. Very gently. Whoops. Well, maybe I'll see if I can come in here with a tweezer and just move it just a little bit. Oh. Doesn't want to come. Uh-oh, telephone. Be back in a moment. Okay, we're back. Do you remember that movie? I think it was called Ghost Dad. And the guy turned himself into some sort of thing that could go through a telephone line, and he just grabbed the person at the other end and choked him. Well, when I get these telemarketing calls, I'll tell you, that's what I like to do. I would turn from a mild-mannered model maker into some sort of mean machine, I'll tell you. Yeah, you wouldn't recognize me. Okay, let's try this without the spotlight this time. Right now the ISO is 18,000, but I just want to see how it's going to go. Problem is, without the spotlight, that's hard for me to see. Oh no, it's all right. Okay, now very, very gently here. Oh, that's not the right angle either. All right. Did I get it in the right place? Let me... There, I did that time for sure. Okay, it seems that the CA does not want to work real well with the photo etch, or rather with the black brass. That black brass coating, I don't know, maybe it's my imagination, maybe it's going to be fine. We'll just let that cure now, and we'll check it out in a few minutes. Probably about an hour and a half has passed here now. Now, can I pull this back? There we go. All right. I think I'm going to have to angle myself just a little bit differently here. You know, when I'm looking in the monitor, I just can't believe all the dust that this thing has accumulated. Now I know from your angle, you're maybe not seeing the perspective, but whoops. Oh, come on. It's almost perfect. Yeah, try and move that just a little bit more that way. I think that's pretty good. I don't think the ladder is supposed to go tight all the way in. I think it's supposed to go, excuse me, it should be just about, I think that's perfect. So let's not poke at it anymore. Okay, I'm just sampling a little bit of CA here. I didn't use the holder downer, so I'm hoping this isn't going to get knocked out of place. Okay, here is the place where we use these 3 really small pieces of railing. Now, I remember this one we sort of broke loose a couple of days ago already, so it should come off fairly easily. I think. Maybe not. Well, I had a thought that would have come off a lot easier than that. I'm going to have it all bent out of shape here. Okay, we got it. Let's get this out of the way. Now this one here, it actually goes right there. Like that. Okay, I think it's almost in perfect place. Maybe I'd best not be poking at it. Let's stick the macro lens on so we can see what we're doing here. Now, I am afraid that when I come in and try and touch it with the applicator, it's going to move. So my plan is to try and hold it down with the holder down, or just put a little bit of pressure on it. I guess we'd probably use the top rail here. Okay, now that just the weight of the holder downer is there. Now, see if I can gently come in without bumping anything. Just there's a fluffy on there. Let's get rid of that. Okay, bear with me. I'm going to have to use my cigarette lighter. Okay, good thing I can cut out the dead spots. Okay, very gently now. And Okay, I think this is the last time I'm going to be using that extra strong double-sided tape for this really delicate stuff. All right. Let me reposition a little bit here somehow. You know what? I kind of bent that askew when I pulled it off. I've got to kind of try and straighten it here somehow. Don't know if this is going to work. You know, my city lawnmower is going by. I'm going to have to do this off camera, folks. Okay, we're back. Now, one good thing about using that extra strong tape is that it left gum on the bottom rail, and it's just sticking there all by itself. Does it look like it's going to fall off the edge? Let me check the monitor. Not really. It's almost exactly where it's supposed to be. That's better. Okay. I may not need to use the holder downer because it's sort of stuck on there. Oh. Okay, now let's straighten that up before it cures in the wrong angle. There. Okay, let's give that a few minutes. Okay, now this piece right here, it goes the same way right here on the other side. And I'd like to slip the macro lens on and do it, but you know, even though this video is not very long, I have actually run out of time here. And I guess I gotta say, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.